I don't usually talk about this stuff. It's been a couple years now, but sometimes I still think about it when I'm alone at night. My name's not important, okay? Just call me a guy who fixes pipes for a living. Been doing plumbing in this small town for like 15 years. We live in an old farmhouse on the edge of the fields, the kind with creaky wooden floors that make noise even when no one's walking on them. My wife, she's a teacher, and our little girl was about 4 back then. Cute kid, always drawing pictures of dogs and stuff. Anyway, this all started one summer when my wife had to go to some conference 2 states over. Left me and the kid home alone with our old mutt, Buster. First night she was gone, I was dead tired from a long job unclogging a septic tank at the Johnson's place. Smelled like rotten eggs all day, and I forgot to wash my boots before coming in, so the hallway had this muddy streak. Put the kid to bed early, checked the baby monitor. She was snoring softly, like always. Crashed on the couch watching some rerun of a fishing show. Then, around 2:12 a.m., my cell phone starts ringing. Loud, you know? I grab it, half asleep, and the caller ID says, home. Our landline. Weird, but I figured maybe the wife was calling from the hotel or something. Answered it, but no one there. Just static, then it hung up. Shook it off, went back to sleep. The dog was whining a bit from his bed in the kitchen, but he does that when there's thunder far off. Next night, same thing. 2:12 a.m., phone rings. Home, on the screen. I pick up, say hello a few times. Nothing. Hang up, check the landline in the living room. It's dead silent. No dial tone issue or anything. Kid still asleep upstairs. Monitor showing her little chest moving up and down. I thought, maybe a glitch. Our phone system's old. Came with the house when we bought it 10 years ago. Wires probably chewed by mice or something. Buster was pacing that night, nails clicking on the floor like he heard a squirrel outside. I let him out, but he just sat on the porch staring at the dark fields. 3rd night. Man, this is where it got bad. Phone rings again. Exact time. I'm wide awake now, waiting for it almost. Answer on speaker this time, heart pounding a little. Not sure why. And then, this weak whisper comes through, like someone far away struggling to talk. It says, pumpkin. That's what I call my daughter. Private thing, just me, my wife, and the kid know it. We started it when she was a baby, 'cause she had this round face. No one else. I yell into the phone. Who is this? Hello? Whisper repeats it. Pumpkin. Pumpkin. Then click. Gone. I freaked out a bit. Ran upstairs. Burst into her room. She was fine, curled up with her stuffed bear, breathing steady on the monitor. Called my wife right after. Woke her up at the hotel. She was confused. Said she hadn't called. Checked the home phone log. Nothing outgoing for days. No calls at all. But my cell showed 3 from home. I didn't sleep after that. Sat in the kitchen with a cup of cold coffee, staring at the phone. Buster came in, and I noticed these scratches on his back. Long red lines, like from branches or claws. He hadn't been outside much, and he kept just staring at the corner of the living room. Empty spot, nothing there but dust and an old lamp we never use. His ears perked up, growling low every few minutes. Morning came slow. I called the phone company, got their forensics team or whatever they call it. They traced it. Said the calls routed through some old VoIP server. No outgoing record anywhere. Engineers poked around, told me flat out they couldn't find an origin, like the call came from nowhere. I ripped out that old farmhouse phone that day, sold it at a yard sale for $5. Got a new system, all digital secure, they said. Wife came home. We laughed it off kinda, but yeah. Kid mentioned something weird a week later. Said she dreamed about a whisper man in the corner, calling her name. I told her it was just a dream, tucked her in extra tight. Buster healed up, but he still avoids that living room spot. Me? I sleep with the porch light on every night now, even in summer when bugs swarm it. Sometimes I hear the floorboards creak upstairs like footsteps, but when I check, nothing. Just the house settling, I guess. Or maybe not. I don't know. Don't really want to. My name is Tom, and I live in this quiet suburb outside of Seattle. Nothing fancy, just a 2-story house I've had since my folks passed it down. The stairs squeak when the rain hits hard. Anyway, this all happened a couple years back during a big storm that knocked out power for days. Trees down everywhere, roads blocked. I got a call from a friend of a friend, this woman named Sarah. She needed a place to crash because her apartment flooded bad. I figured, why not? I'm alone most times since my divorce, and the guest room's just collecting dust. She showed up soaked, carrying a duffel bag and a sad smile. "Thanks, man. Won't be long," she said. I showed her around, made some awkward small talk about the weather. First few days were normal. She'd help with dishes, watch TV in the living room. I work from home doing IT stuff, so I'd hear her moving around upstairs. But about a week in, things got weird. We were eating pasta one night. I overcooked it again, and she looks up casual-like. "Hey, Tom, did your brother ever stop calling you Scooter?" I froze. That's a nickname from when we were kids. My brother lives across the country now. Never mentioned it to anyone outside family. She shrugged. Just popped in my head. Next day she's folding laundry and says, "You still hide your dad's watch in that safe under the floorboard?" My heart skipped. That watch? It's my old man's, from the war. Locked in the basement safe. I thought maybe she snooped while I was out getting groceries. Checked the safe later. Still locked. Told myself she guessed lucky. But nah, that didn't sit right. I started locking my bedroom door at night. Then the lullaby thing. I was in the kitchen making coffee one morning, and she hums this tune from the hallway. Exact notes my grandma used to sing to put me to sleep as a kid. Rock-a-bye, baby, but with her own twist, a little off-key hum at the end. Grandma died when I was 10, no recordings. She stopped, looked confused. I don't know. It just came out. I nodded, but inside I was rattled. Decided not to push. Flawed thinking, I know, but I didn't want to kick her out mid-storm recovery. Nights got worse. I'd hear her pacing upstairs, floorboards creaking like when my old cat used to chase shadows at midnight. One time I woke to her standing at the window in the hall, just staring out at the backyard, smiling at nothing. Then she'd start crying soft, whispering to herself. I remember now. Oh, I remember. I'd pretend to sleep, but man, it creeped me. Irrational, yeah? But I started leaving the hall light on, told her it was for safety. The bad night came at 1:11 a.m. I remember the clock because it glowed red on my nightstand. Door creaks open slow. She's there in her pajamas, face pale in the moonlight. Shakes me awake, gentle. "Tom." She's by the window. Voice like a kid scared of monsters. I sat up quick, whispering back, "Who? What window?" She points downstairs to the backyard one. That's where my late neighbor, Mrs. Ellis, used to sit on her bench, staring at the stars for hours. She died years ago. House next door empty now. I grabbed a flashlight, went down trembling a bit. Stupid. But fear makes you do dumb stuff. Shined it out. Nothing. Just wet grass and the fence. Turned back, and Sarah's at the top of the stairs, eyes wide. "She's watching us," she says. I slammed the window shut, locked it tight. Didn't sleep after that. Sat on the couch with a baseball bat, listening to the house settle, or whatever. She left a few days later when her place dried out. Said thanks. Hugged awkward. I helped load her bag. Noticed she avoided looking at the backyard. Cleaned the guest room after. Found this old Polaroid tucked under the mattress. Faded pic of my house taken from the corner 2 houses down. That spot? Abandoned lot, overgrown weeds, no one's been there in years. Angle perfect, like someone stood right there watching. I called her about it. Sarah? Found this photo. She went quiet. "Not mine," she muttered, hung up. Week later, envelope in the mail, the Polaroid inside, with a typed note. "I don't own what I remember." I burned the photo. Told myself it was a prank or coincidence. But sometimes at night, I hear that lullaby hum faint from the empty guest room. Windows locked now, always. And when the stairs squeak alone, I don't check. Just pull the covers up. Don't know what she was, or remembered. Don't want to. Weird to say, but that night keeps looping in my head. I worked nights as an ER nurse. Small hospital. Quiet, usually. Around 3 in the morning, my monitor started chirping for a bed that was empty. The chart still showed vitals. I thought it was a bad lead. We get bad leads. I walked into the room. The gown on the bed was folded neat. It felt warm, not hot. Warm like someone had been lying there minutes ago. I put my hand on it and said, "Hey?" Stupid, I know. No answer. The room smelled like bleach. We checked the camera. The footage looped back 2 hours. At first, nothing. Then the outline of the bed wavered. Like a shadow stood up. It walked to the window. It looked out. Then it sat back down. No person, just a shape. I watched it and my hands trembled. I called security. They came. We went to the ambulance bay. Muddy shoe prints started near the bay. They led away and faded in the grass. No prints on the pavement. Security said maybe someone walked soft, but the grass had heavy prints. It made no sense. The family said Grandma never left her hospice chair that night. The hospice log said she was sedated and stayed put. The doctor later told me there had been a 2-minute spike on the monitor the night before. He called it a phantom read bug. He said it happens. "Don't read monitors too much," he said. I wanted to believe him, but the camera showed motion. After that, small things piled up. The night tech texted me at 3:10 a.m. "That bed did the warm thing again," he wrote. I told him to stop messing. He sent a photo, a pillow with a warm dent. He said he'd left a cup on the table, and when he came back, it had moved an inch. No footprints. No CCTV movement. One time I forgot to throw out my lunch wrapper. I mentioned that because my mind grabbed small, dumb things to hold on to. The station clock would lose minutes and then catch up. The phone rang and no caller. Little odd stuff. I shrugged it off. Once I stood outside that room and felt watched. Real watched. I froze. I remembered the floorboards in my apartment creak when my cat runs, and I said it out loud. Lag, like an idiot. The laugh stuck. The monitor gave a single soft beep. Not a full alarm. I left. The worst was the chair. Grandma's chair sat empty, but the armrest had a new crack, fresh. I touched it. It was cool and sticky. Security checked the footage. For 3 seconds, the camera showed a dark smear near the chair. Then the feed glitched. People joked. Hospitals are weird, someone said. The doctor still blamed Phantom Red. The family hugged and left. Grandma died a week later. We kept doing our jobs. Sometimes at night I get a text from the tech. Bed 12, warm dent 3 o'clock, he'll write. Short, calm, like he expects me to shrug. I don't go into that room alone now. I don't stand by the window. I don't have answers. Maybe a bug, maybe a sleepwalker, maybe a trick of light, maybe nothing. But when my phone buzzes at 3 in the morning and I see the time, I check the corner of the ceiling, like someone might be there looking out. I don't want to know what looked out that night. I don't want to know what it saw. Yet when the monitor chirps and the gown is warm, the idea of footprints that stop in grass and go nowhere sits in my head. It won't leave. Sometimes I dream of the window and wake sweating, then tell myself it's just stress. But I check the bed.